This morning the Lord is taking me through the saying that goes, "Is it of God, or is it from God?" And towards the end of the study, I remembered a saying I heard during COVID that goes, "Is this thing of God, or is it from God?" I remember a friend emphasized the two. I didn't think anything of it at the time. Until now. And now that it was brought back to my remembrance, I remembered the patterns shown in the scriptures. It has always been three options: the enemy directly through nature, the enemy indirectly through man, and God directly through plagues. But God says I'm responsible for all. In the story of Job. But there is a difference. As Job's story pointed out, Job knew these things was not from God directly. Because God has certain avenues that he uses directly. And Job knew that he did keep the law of God. And God acknowledged this fact, saying Job is righteous. We know Job did his part and obeyed God, keeping his laws. And we know the backstory that God acknowledged Job as being righteous. And we know obedience equals righteousness, not works. Famine, the enemy through man, or plague from God and the like. Which is of God versus which is from God directly. Knowing the difference keep us from thinking we did something wrong versus I know this attest. From God directly equals we did something to anger God. As when the ark of God was taken. Versus it is of the enemy through man. Like Job's story when he got robbed. As I read this morning. Shall 7 years of famine come to you in your land? Or shall you flee 3 months before your enemies, while they pursue you? Or shall there be 3 days' plague in your land? And David said to Gad, I am in great distress. Please let us fall into the hand of the Lord, for his mercies are great. But do not let me fall into the hand of man. 2 Samuel 24:14. Thus we know if the option that includes God directly is not present, then we know this is a test. So the Lord sent a plague upon Israel from the morning till the appointed time. From Dan to Beersheba 70,000 men of the people died. 2 Samuel 24:15. So we have 1. Famine enemy directly. 2. Enemy follows through man. 3. Plague God directly. What is the nature of these three? They all happened before. In Joseph's days was a famine. In Job's life, the enemy uses nature and men. But God directly uses plagues and the like. Where people die directly connected to the plagues and the likes. But the righteous was spared because of their own righteousness. Interesting. The text says, the Lord was angry. As a prerequisite. Which introduced the 3 judgment options. But David knew which is of God. Based on his answer. And God is letting us know which is of him. By what he did answering King David's prayer.